An overview now of the Dahua 8 megapixel eyeball IP camera. It has a 50 meter IR range, 2.6 millimeter fixed lens. It's available with free delivery, but the key thing on this is it's 8 megapixel. It's absolutely fantastic. It's post 4K in terms of the resolution that's on it. So it's a high-end camera, and the price point on it's very high compared with, say, the lower end ones, but compared to competitor cameras of the same resolution on the market, it's very competitive. Now, what can you do with it here? Well, other than get a fantastic picture and easy setup, all the rest of it, the things to note with this is that you have a microphone in it here, so you can pick up audio with it. You can also, there's heat detection, so there's a heat detection facility you can use with it as well. You can use it in facial recognition, because the resolution is so high, you can use it in conjunction with the Dahua NVR to do that, and I can just go into the menu thing on it at a later point. So it's really, really impressive in terms of the overall resolution on it, okay? So if we look at the actual camera here, what we'll see here is that we have, the microphone is at the front here, but what we have here is the IR here, and it's kept separate from the fixed lens over here. It's just at night time, if you're attracting insects, spiders, things like that, if we're going to build a web, it's better to do it in front of the IR. They'll be attracted, of course, to the light rather than the lens itself, okay? That's why they often separate the third cameras. If we look at the base of it here, we actually have a mounting for 4 screws, and with 4 screws in the kits that I'll show you in a few moments' time. Now, you can power this directly, or you can power it over PoE. So what I'm going to do here is, before I go any further, I'm actually going to come along and I'm just going to use this LAN cable here to connect off of the Dahua 8 megapixel NVR. And there's a little, I'll just rotate this slightly so you can see it. There's a PoE switch here, okay, or a port here. So what we can do is we're just going to power this directly. So I'm just going to snap this in. And you might think a picture will pop up straight away, but it won't. So that's why I'm actually plugging this in early in the video, simply because we can have the presentation running, okay? So the show the full talents of this is not the ideal thing, because I'm in a really restricted video room here. But anyway, if we come along here, we'll see the accessories that come with it. This is the outer box it comes in. So we have a little Allen key here, and it's got a star head on it for adjustment, with 4 plugs and screws for adjusting and mounting the camera. And then finally what we have as well is we have some little holders here, and this is to go over the camera to seal up and make watertight the connections on it itself, okay? So it's pretty straightforward in terms of that. So so you could, we'll say, come along and power it locally, we'll say, with a 12 volt 1 or 2 amp power unit. But as I said, we're going to do it directly from the NVRs itself, okay? So this particular one, I think, is a 4 camera NVR, and all 4 ports on it can support PoE in it. So what will happen here in a minute's time is that the picture will pop up here. So you can be talking anything from a minute to up to a minute and a half for the picture to appear on the screen. So we just have it there. I'm just going to double click in on here. Sorry, yeah, got it there. And it's just come up directly there, so we just want to adjust it over. And we're just picking up the room over here and things like that. So to give you an idea in the facial recognition, I'm just going to hop down here, and I might just walk towards the camera so we can have just a clearer view. So you're getting an idea on the thing here. So you can think of things like the night vision on it, but also think on the reality that we have a heat detection, all the rest of it in relation to it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to hit the right click here, menu, and I'll go in, and if we see here, we can see the IP camera is actually there on it, okay? So we just come back out here to the main menu, and we go into event, and we can see here, we'll say, we have facial detection, we have people counting, so we can actually count people going past, we have heat mapping, we have audio detect, we can have an alarm thing here where it's waiting for, it used to be purely using motion detection, sensors, things like that, but what's happening now is it's just looking at the number of pixels, nothing's changed, nothing changing, and all of a sudden something's changed, and it knows there's been a motion thing there, and abnormality. So there's huge flexibilities on it, and the higher resolution your camera is, the more adjustment you have in terms of it here. So something like this here, it's just amazing to me where it's going in terms of, like, 2 megapixel is full high definition, and we have something now that's 4 times stronger than that. And what's the time lag between 2 megapixel being cutting edge and 8 megapixel? It's probably only in the space of about 2 years that it's moved on from there. So it's just incredible how it moves forward. It's always at a point where you think, you know, once you get to a certain level of resolution, do you need any more? But I suppose in terms of being able to zoom in onto the recordings, things like that, what will happen is hard drives will just get bigger and bigger to try to cope with all this. But anyway, I'm deviating there. So anyway, that's an overview of the Dahua 8 megapixel eyeball IP camera. An absolutely fantastic piece of kit, and it compares extremely favourable in terms of technology and price with anything else on the market.